In this tutorial, we'll explore the concept of incident tasks and task templates in ZenDuty. Tasks on ZenDuty is a set of actions that are performed during the course of an incident. Tasks can include assignment of roles, changing of status pages, doing a database fix, checking the logs, pushing a fix, and then deploying a fix. So let's go to the ZenDuty dashboard and see what a typical incident task would look like. So here we have an incident from the production infrastructure service, and it's currently assigned to Pam. Now what Dwight can then do is add a few people as responders. As you can see that Pam and Michael are already added as responders. Dwight can then go ahead and add Daryl and Oscar as some new responders. Now what Dwight can then do is then assign a few tasks to Daryl and to Michael. So the first task that Dwight would want to do is to check the database logs. He's going to assign that to Michael, and he can add a description as to how Michael can go and perform the database log task. Over here we already have a documentation on how to go ahead with this specific task. So I'm just going to copy this this documentation and I'm going to paste it right here. So once Michael receives the alert from ZenDuty, Michael will then sort of navigate to the ZenDuty task tab, and Michael will know that he's been assigned the database logs task. I can create another task, this time to update the stakeholders, and I'm going to assign this to GM, and I'm just going to say that change the status page to new incident, send an email to the sales team with an ETA of 30 minutes. So whenever a new task is assigned or created, the assignee will receive an alert on ZenDuty through either their email or Slack or SMS channels. So once Michael or Jim get the alerts, they can come to ZenDuty and they can sort of transition the status of their tasks. So since Michael has just seen that he needs to check the database logs, he can view the task and he can go ahead and start triaging the database issues. In the meantime, Jim would also start working on the status updating the status page and sending an email to the sales team. They can also update the status of their tasks from within Slack. So since Dwight has added Michael and Jim to this incident, ZenDuty will automatically add Michael and Jim to the respective Slack channels, and they'll be able to see the tasks that are assigned to them and start working on those tasks. And while they're working on the specific incident tasks, they can change the status of these tasks. Once you're done with your task, you can go ahead and mark the task as done. And whenever a new task is assigned to you, or whenever the task is transitioned to either in progress or done, you will receive an alert saying that you're assigned a task, and you can sort of go ahead and fetch the incident details and see where the communications are happening, and also join the real-time communication on Zoom or on the Jira ticket. So we've just covered how you can add new tasks to an incident and assigning those tasks to different users. In a previous tutorial, we've covered how you can assign incident roles within an incident, and what you can do within your incident tasks is, instead of assigning it to a specific user, I can assign the task to a specific role that is already defined within my incident. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to define a few roles for this incident. Since Dwight is the on-call engineer, Dwight will take over as the incident commander, and we will make Jim as the comms lead. Let's go to our tasks tab and have a communications related task. So we're just going to say that update, send an update email to customer A, and I'm going to assign it to the comms lead. So the moment I assign the task to the communications lead, ZenDuty will automatically take the communications lead, that is Jim, and assign the task that I just created to Jim. Now Jim will get a Slack message and a message on other channels as well, saying that Dwight has assigned a specific task to you, and then Jim can go ahead and start working on that specific incident task. Now let's come to the concept of task templates. In situations where you have incidents that you deal with on a regular basis, you can go ahead and create a task template, that is a set of actions that need to be performed for incidents that you normally deal with. Right? So it could be a regular database issue or a server issue or a scale issue, right? So normally teams have their own playbooks or runbooks that they've defined within their team wikis. What ZenDuty allows you to do is take those playbooks and convert them into specific incident tasks, or what we call as a task template. So task template is nothing but a set of tasks that need to be executed whenever a service encounters an incident. This is a task template that pertains to a database issue, right? So you have a database service, and whenever that database service encounters an incident, the first thing that you need to do is to assign the roles, SSH into the DB host, fetch the logs, wipe the database, and then test the fix and then deploy the fix. So let's go ahead and create a task template on ZenDuty. Now task templates are defined at the team level. So to create a task template, navigate to your team page, and then in your task templates tab, click on create task template. So I'm going to say that this task template is for our database service incidents. The first task that any incident assignee needs to do is to first acknowledge and then assign the roles to various other subject matter experts. So we're going to say assign incident roles, and we're going to map it to the incident commander. So whoever takes over as the incident commander would need to first complete this task and add them as responders. So this is going to be our very first task. Our second task would be to do a few database operations. So here we have an InfluxDB sort of like a playbook that we had created earlier to resolve database related issues. So we see that we need to perform a few tasks. So I'm just going to say InfluxDB wipe, and I'm going to attach this to the database lead. So this operation needs to be performed by someone who is a database expert and who has the relevant permissions, and therefore whenever the incident commander assigns the roles, he needs to assign the database lead to a database subject matter expert. So I'm going to go ahead and paste what we had from our playbook, and I'm going to click on add task. Then we have the third step, which is fetching the logs and then wiping the database. Again, I think this would be something that would be performed by our infra lead. And then finally, testing the fix and deploying the fix would be the job of our operations lead. Now we also have a few tasks that need to be done from a communication standpoint. So I would say just update status page, and I'm going to attach this to the comms lead. Great. So over here, this is sort of like the order of execution of these tasks. The first task that needs to be done is the assignment of incident roles. And then the next would be wiping out the InfluxDB, fetching the logs, testing and deploying fix, and then updating the status page. To change the order of these tasks, you can leverage the up and down arrows to change the execution order. So once I create our database service incidents task template, now it's time for us to associate this task template to a service within our team. So here we have the ZDProd service. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go to the ZDProd service and I'm going to associate that to the database service incidents task template. And let's go ahead and trigger an incident and see what happens. Now, as you can see that we have a newly created incident, that is incident number 268. Let's go inside the incident and see what happens. We have Jim, who is the on-call engineer, and Jim would get a notification on his Slack about the incident. The incident notification would also go into the incidents channel within Slack. So this is our database issue. Now, Dwight can choose to acknowledge the incident. Let's do it from Slack. And now it is Dwight's job to sort of figure out whether this is a database issue and whether he needs to bring in a few subject matter experts. So this is a database incident, and he would need to follow a few things. So if you notice the tasks section right here, let's go back to our incident dashboard and see what our dashboard shows for under tasks. ZenDuty takes all the tasks from your task template and then appends them to the incident in the order of their execution. So the first thing that Dwight would do after acknowledging the incident is to go to the tasks tab and see what Dwight needs to do, right? So the first thing that needs to be done is the assignment of roles. So Dwight would say that it's currently in progress. Now he's going to go back to the roles tab and he's going to appoint a few roles. So we need the incident commander, database lead, ops lead, and the comms lead. So we're going to go back to our roles tab, and Dwight will take over as the incident commander. He's going to assign Jim as the comms lead. He's going to assign Michael as the ops lead, right? And he's going to assign Oscar as the database lead. So if we go back to our Slack channel, you'll see that the roles that I just defined, rather mapped to specific, are automatically updated within your Slack message. Now if I go back to the incident, the moment I map these roles, ZenDuty will automatically map all the associated role tasks to those users. So when I assigned Oscar as the database lead, all database related tasks are automatically assigned to Oscar. Now to review, let's just go back to our task template and see what the task template looked like. So we have the database service incidents task template, and you see that we have these two tasks that were mapped to the database lead. So the moment I selected Oscar as the database lead, these tasks would be automatically mapped to Oscar. You can also assign the incident to somebody else. So right now we have the InfluxDB wipe operation that needs to be done by Oscar. But if I want to assign it to somebody else, I can assign the task to another user. So once all of these users receive alerts on ZenDuty regarding the tasks that they have been assigned, they can sort of look at the incident and they'll be able to come to the Slack channel, join the Zoom link, and start working on their respective tasks. And then one by one, what they can do is they can start updating the status of their tasks. And whenever there are any status updates to these individual tasks, any other place within Slack where the incident is changed, those messages will update automatically. So once all the tasks are completed, then I think Dwight can go ahead and resolve the incident. Now, if let's say that Dwight needs to add an ad hoc task, Dwight can do that as well. So you can add a new task that was not originally there within your task template, right? You can add a new task from either the dashboard, or you can do it from Slack as well. So any new tasks can be assigned to either a role, or it can be assigned to a specific user. So if we go back to our incident page, we can also assign ad hoc tasks from our incident tasks tab. So in this video, we have shown you how you can create tasks and add them to incidents, how you can assign those tasks to different users or map it to a specific role, how you can create a task template for various services and map them to those services, and how you can map specific tasks within your task template to specific roles that were defined during the course of an incident. And finally, we showed you how you can sort of navigate through the incident and increase your transparency by using tasks within incidents.